That's good. All right, so we're back. Which episode is this? For the
14.
14. Oh man, Tony, unbreak my heart. Oh, this is a classic song, but I know every Patriot fan right now, and yourself, is a little upset that the Patriots, for the first time in a long time, have been eliminated from the playoffs. Eliminated from the playoffs.
Yep.
Your all-star MVP quarterback that you thought was going to take us to the next.
I didn't say next level. I said you could maybe make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's over. And Tony was singing to us, hopefully next year our hearts can be unbroken. And
can't be any worse.
It can't get any worse. It's in a bad spot right now. I was looking up sad violin solos, but you brought up a better song. But what's your takeaway? Where are you at right now?
It was tough. I mean, like, if you watch the corners of the Dolphins, right? Like, they just gave the outside of the field to every wide receiver. They just played the inside, and they played right on. Like, I mean, if you had a quarterback that could throw a 30-yard out, like a 30-yard pass out there, it was completed for a touchdown against them because they just basically played the inside, went after him, and Newton just looks lost.
He can't throw, which is like, here's my thing about when I evaluate the quarterback. When we would play Cam Newton in the past, you would just try to keep him in the pocket to throw the football because that was the issue. He had to work on throwing the football. So you would say, Bill would come in and say, look, we got to keep this guy in the pocket, make him throw the ball, make him beat us with his arm. If he gets out and scrambles and runs for first downs and does the Superman, scores touchdowns, that's when he gets going and the team gets hyped up. Keep him in the pocket. And when you watch Cam in the pocket with open receivers, he'll hit a guy. So he'll throw one pass where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
he throws some good balls, and then the next one is just
you're like,
awful.
okay, here we go. And then they'll have another throw, and you'll be like, what the heck was that? Like, it's like the first pass of the game. I think it was like in the ground or like you just threw it to the side, and it was way off.
Yeah.
So
from 0 to 5 yards, he can't complete a pass.
No, he can't.
But from 10 to 15, he can complete the pass.
And then 25 and beyond, he can't.
I don't think they let him throw it. I think he's got like a shot collar on. He's getting ready to go.
Did you read his like cryptic message?
Ode? Yeah, his ode.
What does that mean? What do you take from that?
He is coming back next year.
Challenge accepted.
He's coming back next year.
So he's going to be paid $20 million?
No, I don't think he's going to be paid $20 million, but I think he'll be back next year.
So he's going to be the starting quarterback in New England next year.
Here,
Do you want that next year?
It's a two-part question, right? Because I think he's going to be the quarterback next year, but I don't want him to be the quarterback next year. That's the thing. I mean, but Belichick loves him. I mean, he absolutely adores him.
Here's the thing.
Did you see the Patriots reposted that thing?
That's what I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pulling up.
The Patriots reposted it. So he's signed for next year. I mean, he's the quarterback next year.
I don't understand that. You know what's crazy? They will probably pay him, but not pay David Andrews.
No, they have to keep David Andrews. They won't pay
but this is what the Patriots do. The guys that have been there and done the dirty work and won a lot of football games, they give them crap contracts.
Yeah.
And then the guys that haven't been there, they give them a big deal.
Yeah,
and
Andrews is going to get tagged.
I don't know if they'll tag him. I really don't.
Who else are going to use the tag on?
Dear Patriot Nation, I will be the first to tell you that this year has been unacceptable in more ways than one. It looks like mirror, but in his weird texting, which you can't understand.
Sanskrit.
Yeah. Well, exclamation point and then starts the new sentence with an and without a capital. And the standard has been and always have been set. And unfortunately, I did not live up to what the standard was at all times or consistently enough. Exclamation point. New sentence. Lowercase. With that being said, the answers are in the locker room. And one thing I do know about this bunch is that the locker room is filled with guys who, capital, want to be a part of the solution, including me, capital, or exclamation point, lowercase, all things considered, you Capitals will not see any finger pointing or excuses. This seems like an excuse, kind of, but more accountability placed on the guys, me, to get the job done. I think I speak for myself and all others when I say Capitals. Challenge accepted with a devil guy at the end. Ooh.
Yeah. He's
the joy in the process. Know the standard. Be the standard. Live up to the standard. Shine through the shade.
That's his trademark.
Shine through the shade?
Yeah.
Like people throwing shade?
I don't know.
Well, when you can't
I
throw.
don't read Sanskrit.
It's bad. When you can't throw. So, what I take from that is there might be another long year next year. And Tony Braxton's going to be playing often.
I mean, I'm not going to give excuses for it, but
I would say McDonald's coffee is one of the better coffees.
I don't like coffee.
What?
No, never had.
I thought like coffee was a staple in Ireland.
Maybe.
I thought, aren't you Irish?
I'm Irish descent.
Yeah, you're
here.
Irish. Come on.
Born here.
Yeah, I was born here too, but I'm Croatian descent.
Okay, I'm sure maybe they don't drink coffee in Croatia.
No, they drink dirt water.
Yeah.
And beer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you drink that?
I'm kidding. Dad, I'm kidding. I think I asked my dad, what did my ancestors do? He said, I think they mined rocks. I'm like, oh.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, just pulling rocks out of the ground.
The thing with Cam though is that it's not an excuse, but it can be an excuse. He doesn't have. I mean, outside of Jacoby Myers, he's got nobody to throw to.
Here's my question. He's missing guys that are open, and he's not making tight throws.
He makes some of them though. It's the most frustrating thing.
And he can't run anymore. He can't scramble.
He looks like he's hurt because he's not moving the way he was like at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but even in the beginning of the season, he would run, but not like break away. He would run and then get caught.
Yeah, but it's like he's hesitant now though. Like I think part of the problem is he's so confused with the offense and doesn't understand it because he can't find the open guy.
I mean,
either.
okay, so if you lose Josh McDaniels,
I think it's better.
You think it's better? See, I don't think that this might be a better thing. If Josh goes and gets a head coaching job or goes to another team, I think he'll have a chance to be a head coach. But if he goes and does something else, you bring in another coordinator.
No, it's not good.
Uh-oh.
The coordinator I thought would be the coordinator for next year if Josh left would be Jed Fish, the quarterback's coach. He just was hired by Arizona.
Oh. Okay, well, to be what? The OC?
The head coach for Arizona college.
Not the college. For the college.
Yeah.
Oh.
That kind of screws that plan up.
You know what? If I didn't ever want to see my kids, coaching it's a racket. I think I'm talking about the money that they make, the amount of money that somebody.
College football's more.
No, I'm saying college. NFL, yeah. So Brett Bielema.
Yeah.
Just got like $18 million fully guaranteed from the University of Illinois. What? They just gave him $4-point-something million guaranteed.
He got a bunch of money from Arkansas.
And then
they're still paying him.
Arkansas paid him 20-something million.
Did you see that thing?
Then he came here.
Belichick's involved in a lawsuit.
Yeah, in a lawsuit with him. Or he is like one of the guys in the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And then he goes to New York. And
that's right, with
outside linebackers coach. Almost gets a job in Colorado as the head coach, doesn't take it, and then now he's the head coach. Lovie Smith's out.
Yep.
But Lovie Smith's been Lovie Smith, I would love to see the career earnings of Lovie Smith. He's probably made $100 million, which is insane. And they don't really show you, like, you don't know what coaches make.
Well, you don't know what Belichick makes.
No, he makes the most of anybody in the NFL.
But nobody knows what it is, though.
It's like $2 million above the highest paid second. Like, whatever the highest paid coach is, he's $2 million above. He's making 15.
The thing I hate
15
about right
a year for like 20 years. That's not bad.
The thing I hate right now about what's going on is you have a lot of people out there saying that Belichick should be gone.
No, I don't think Bill should be done. I think Bill is going to continue to coach.
He can't build it. He can't do this, which is people don't understand. Like, he has rebuilt the team multiple times. It's been 21 years and the Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls. that's winning it. You're not winning it every single year. That you've had like runs, right? There was a 4-year gap where they won a bunch, and then there was really another gap where they won the other 3, and then there was really nothing for a long period of time. I mean, from like 05 to what was the next Super Bowl from 05? Win
14.
14, yeah.
It was 10 years.
Yeah, but nobody said anything then. I mean, yes, they won the division.
Yeah, but they were winning. It was a different sense.
The division sucked though.
Yeah, but we were still like 3-4 losses a year for like 10 years.
The division was terrible.
And you're getting to the AFC Championship, and you're getting to 2 Super Bowls. So you got 07, you're undefeated.
Yeah.
Get to the Super Bowl, lose to the Giants.
Awful.
12, get to the Super Bowl, lose to the Giants. So at least there was a couple Super Bowls and a bunch of AFC right there.
Yeah.
And then you didn't get it. So like you're a few pieces away.
But he had to rebuild the team all along. Like you didn't have to rebuild the quarterback position.
Well,
but you had to rebuild everywhere else.
This is what happened. You think about from 01 to 2008, that stretch from 01 to 08, you had basically all the same like key guys.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel, all those like McGinnis.
Yeah.
All those intricate little like big time players that at the end after 07 when they just went after it and they lost. Then in 08 you saw kind of the wheels fall off. Brady got hurt. They missed the playoffs even at 11-5. And then those guys all left. Vrabel was gone. Teddy retired. McGinnis was in Cleveland.
But that was a rebuild.
That was a rebuild. And then in 09, I came in, Jules, Gronk, McCourty's, Slate, Chung, everything that you can think of as far as that new. The one constant, though, Tom was the quarterback still.
Yes, that's the difference right now.
The difference is you don't have – I want to see him get Stafford. I think they could win with Matt Stafford. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's tough as nails. He'd come in and he could run a pro-style off. And I want to see a offense where your quarterback, when the game's on the line and you have to throw it, can throw the ball.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Like when the game is on the line and because at some point – when you're trying to be a championship team or you're trying to get in the playoffs and win a division, at some point there comes a time where your quarterback has to drop back 10 times in one drive and just bing, 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 throw it down the field. No huddle, 2 minute, throw it out of bounds, understand the situation, get up to the huddle, spike it. Okay, second down, take a shot or take a chunk play or all these things that just go like that. Like, I don't think Cam can't do those things. He can't do it. And then he can't make the throws, and he doesn't have the situational awareness to run the offense just off of his own thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those sacks he was taking were his fault.
How do you take a sack on 4th down?
That's what I mean. But it wasn't like it was like an all-out blitz and the pressure was missed. The pickups were missed or anything. It was picked up. I mean, there was guys open. You have to know where you're going with the ball. He just looks lost. He doesn't look like he knows.
Yeah. So why is he challenge accepted? Challenge. We have to accept the challenge too. Like, I could say challenge accepted, but if the guy that I want to fight is like, nah, I'm moving on to somebody else. There is no challenge. There's no challenge.
But Bill's backing him 100%. You see the press conference this morning with Mike Reese.
So Stidham is. I didn't see it. Stidham is not starting.
No, like
Cam's starting the final 2 games.
Basically.
All right. Now I don't. Now I'm just like.
Yeah. But,
now I'm. Just what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
Little Mike Reese, was like he just asked Bill. So are you guys going to be starting? You're going to look at Stidham or wherever. And Bill had the long pause and was like, we've been over this. I'm not going to answer this question again. And then Mike Reese asked it again. Well, you guys are out of playoff contention now, so it's changing this. And then Bill took a long pause. And you know what he said? He goes, "What we'll do now is I will let you know when we'll make a change. Don't ask me, I'll let you know."
That's Bill being hard-headed though. Yeah. I feel like that's him being hard-headed because the everybody else wants. Here's the thing that I could see something going down where Bill is like, well, I can figure this out. I can get it done with Cam Newton, and Bill extends him or pays him just to spite everybody.
He can't. He's not going to pay him.
I mean, something. You pay him $10 million is still overpriced. I think you need to. What he made this year, he made one whatever, and he made like 3 in incentives, so he made $4 million.
Yeah, that's a fair contract, the same contract.
Fair for what he did this year? I think he was terrible. He had 5 touchdown passes.
We go over every week about
10
how
interceptions.
much backup quarterbacks make. They make like $10 million a
Yeah,
year.
well, if you don't deserve it, you don't know. Backups don't deserve it either. Cut them all. Cut them all.
Yeah, but if you look at across the league, he's still one of the lowest paid quarterbacks. I think
Yeah,
Hoyer made more than him, I think.
Yeah, Hoyer. I want to make what Hoyer made in his career.
What does it say
without getting
about
hit.
Bill, though, to not even give Stidham a shot? Is it just that he's just decided that Stidham is not
If I'm
in the picture?
Stidham, I'm requesting. I'm out. Cut me. Release me.
I would.
Release me.
You're not even give him a shot.
I would want out. I would instantly, like, if you're not going to give me a chance. This, to me, in 2007, when I was on the 1-15 Miami Dolphins, and they wouldn't let me play, I'm like, what's so hard about putting me in, like, to see what I have? You're not putting me in because you're so stuck on what you think is the right thing to do when you're consistently losing.
Bill's there too.
But you're you're not winning anything. You're not in the playoffs. Bill's not going to get fired, but you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
Cam Cameron,
Yeah.
Jeff Ireland, you're going to get fired. Like, everybody here is going to be fired. And I'm going to go somewhere else probably, and I'll have a shot hopefully, but I didn't know that at the time. But it's like, at a certain point, they don't want you to go out there, because if you do ball out and perform, it makes them look like fools for not playing you.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
And like, if Stidham goes out there and throws for 3 touchdowns, 300 yards,
yeah, beats the Bills,
what is everybody gonna say?
Yeah,
they're the questions
Why the
after
hell
the
did that?
game.
Yeah.
The questions are gonna be, what? How did you not see this? And how did you not, like,
Yeah.
do you feel like your season could have been different if he was your starting quarterback throughout the season? And, you made the right choice with Cam? Was that the right choice in having him start the whole season? Do you feel like you let the team down, all that stuff? So he's not going to let that happen. Just like when I was in Miami, if I went out there and they had a guy out there that they handpicked, this is our guy, he's going to be playing for us. I go out there and I make him look bad, or I make more plays, or look like I have a spark. And then people ask them, well, what about this kid? He was practice squad guy? You didn't even give him a chance?
Yeah.
Like, it looks bad on your part. So there's a point in the evaluation process where these guys, they have coaches, GMs, scouting. It's like if you went out and you hand selected your own car, right? And you picked it out yourself, and you paid for it, you're not going to let somebody else give you a car and then you say, like, yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have picked that one. I should have been in this one. Like, you're just going to say, no, I love mine, man. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at this. The color's perfect.
Yeah.
The suspension,
Yeah.
smooth as silk.
Yeah, Cam can hit a 50-yard pass.
Yeah.
I mean, he can
So
throw the ball
yeah,
down the field.
look at how strong he is.
Yeah.
You know,
He can throw a screen pass. I swear.
So at the end of the day, sometimes that comes into play. So maybe that's why Stidham, and I've had discussions with people that are players, and they're like, yeah, I don't know why,
Yeah.
like I feel like they should give him a shot. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna have Cam Newton as the quarterback next year, though, you have to take a quarterback in the draft, a first round quarterback.
100%.
You have to.
Have to, because you have to bring in a competition level here that would push Cam. If you do bring Cam back, you need somebody at the quarterback position where they're right here.
Yeah.
And you say, all right, go out there, and whoever performs better earns it. And you can't fall in love with Cam being 6'6", 250 and looking the part. You got to just evaluate how he can manage the huddle, run the plays, throw the ball, all that stuff. Because I feel like, too, in the NFL, it's like beer goggles. Like a lot of scouts and coaches, they see somebody, and based on how they act and their mannerisms and the way they look and how strong and physical they look, they get the beer goggles on like you're at the bar and you've had 10 beers and you're looking at a 5, but then you put the glasses on after 10 beers and she's an 8 or 9, and everyone's like, yo, what are you talking about, man? Like,
yeah, there's definitely that going. I mean, I don't think Bill 100% does that. I just hate the
Bill. I mean, every coach does that. They fall in love with like some guys, they look so dang good. Like, you fall in love with that, and then that kind of sticks with you because it's your initial shock factor of, wow, like,
but
that
I think
dude.
That's the opposite of Bill, because he doesn't do that, and I think that hurts him sometimes. because he doesn't take I don't think he ever looks for the obvious pick in front of him. Like, okay, this guy fits our system and all that. He's always looking at it like kind of the opposite approach of that. Like, I don't want to have those beer goggles on because this guy looks the part, so I'm going to go take this guy. I think that happens a lot.
Like Metcalf?
Yeah, like not take Metcalf,
there,
or take Debo Samuels, or take Lamar Jackson. Was it the year before?
Yeah, but Lamar's. I like Lamar a lot. He's a great player, but he's similar. He's going to be similar to Cam. Like once he slows down, he'll be done.
Yeah, no.
Like once his athletic and movement ability kind of diminishes, he can't fall back on his arm strength or accuracy. Just like and I know I'm bashing Cam, but it's just hard to watch the Patriots for so long with a pro style approach, quarterback that can make all the throws,
check in the pocket,
check at the line of scrimmage, run the football, screen, draw, intermediate passes. Then when the game's on the line, being able to dink and dunk all over the field, that's what you want out of a quarterback. And it's hard to watch. For me, it's hard to watch because their style of offense is so boring. It's like, ugh. You watch their offense, then you look at like Kansas City, and you're like, okay.
But part of it, they don't have the parts for it, though.
But even if you took Cam Newton and put him in Kansas City, what do you think? How do you think that he would run that offense?
The same way he's running it now, missing easy throws.
Yeah, missing easy throws.
Not seeing the open targets and stuff. He just looks lost. Like, he gets outside the pocket, and you think he's pretty good outside the pocket, like on a bootleg running and stuff like that. But, like, he just can't – it doesn't look like he can see the field and see where the open guys are. I mean, I don't think the receivers the Patriots have are as bad as what people say they are because I think Cam doesn't make it there. Obviously, their tight ends are. But I just wanted to see Stidham because, like, if Stidham could show you something, right, like he could come out and, can make a throw, can check out, can run that pro-style offense, you could take your first-round pick and go get a tight end, go get, like, Pitts or something like that, and really start rebuilding that team there. As opposed to, I think if you sign Cam Newton, like, you have to take that quarterback. And then you can't fill the other holes that you have at that point. I mean, Belichick, people dog on him because he doesn't draft well in the high rounds. He doesn't draft, first of all, he doesn't take many picks. I mean, between well,
I like his approach. I like his approach on drafting. I think
get more players.
If I was in that department of GM, head coach, I would do the same thing because I'm on the side of I want volume. I want more players than just one guy because I know football, when guys are in that position, if you take one stud, it only takes one injury for that guy to not be there anymore. So
and that money that you tie up to that guy makes it so you can't have the other
exactly.
guys.
So I'd rather 2, 3, 4 second, third round guys as opposed to one big time first rounder.
He's just not going to take that that stud in the first round because he's going to trade that pick and go down. But from first to second,
they need They need like a TJ Watt. They need like a dude. They need like a guy.
They need a pass rusher. They need a linebacker.
They need a guy that's on the end line of scrimmage that you have to put all your attention to.
Trey Flowers. I mean, they need to find their next Trey Flowers or TJ Watt or something.
Trey has 2 sacks this year. I love Trey Flowers.
I know, but when he was on the Patriots, though, with the production that he had and everything.
Yeah, he had 6 sacks. Like,
okay,
but you need a guy. You need a guy with 10. You need a Chandler Jones.
Floppers now.
You need Chandler Jones.
Okay, I'll give you Chandler Jones.
Yeah, you need guys. Yeah. You need Rob Ninkovich out there. You need Chandler Jones. You need a dude because Chandler has become. He's got the most sacks of any outside linebacker DN in the NFL in the last 5 years.
Yes.
He leads.
Yeah.
So
but I think they have.
You need a guy like that to where the offense comes into their game plan and they say, if we don't block this guy, we will lose.
Yeah.
And I feel like
and you open it up.
So a friend of mine, Dustin Keller, played for the Jets for a long time, and it made me actually feel good that he said this. But I guess going into one of their weeks, Rex Ryan said, if we don't block 50, we will lose the game.
He's talking about Chase Winovich?
No.
Okay.
He's talking about Ninko.
Okay.
That made me feel good. I was like, yeah, I was pretty good at one point. It's pretty good. But you need somebody that disrupts the offense to where they have to do something. When you look at our defense, and that's another thing in the Miami game, how many yards did they run for? Like 200 yards? They rushed
230, I think.
230 yards without their starting running back.
Yeah, I know.
Without their starting running back.
Or their starting tight end.
Or their starting tight end. Or starting receiver.
I know.
So when you have that amount of rushing yards against you, there's like you need to look at the whole roster on defense, your front, everything. I love some of their pieces, like Lawrence. I love Lawrence. I think he's a great player.
But you need somebody else.
But you need because a defense is like a puzzle. If you're missing a couple pieces, like you can't. The picture isn't there. Well, like you need to get all those pieces in a line, and then your front needs to all be solid, and then your linebacking core needs to be right there too, and then your secondary, which they have a secondary, and it sucks that you lose Gilmore because a partial. I'm sorry to tell this. I'm sorry to tell everybody this.
Everybody thinks it's an okay injury.
Any partial is a full.
Yeah,
it's like a full because when you partially tear your Achilles, they repair your Achilles just like a full tear.
Yeah.
When you partially tear your quad, they repair it like a full. So it's the same amount of time. He'll have an 8-month recovery process on this. It won't be like 4 weeks. And
those reports came out like, it's great news. He didn't tear his ACL. And it's like, well, what happened? Oh, he tore his quad.
Yeah. It's just as bad.
I mean, it's a lower
leg. It's
just
as bad. So what they do is they'll go in and they'll take that quad tendon and they'll pull it back down to where it tore from. And then they wrap it, like they sew it together on the inside back to where it was. Then they do like a wrapping on it, like all the way around the whole tendon, and then it's got to heal, and it takes time. And then
like
he's gonna,
right?
It's and in a position where everything relies on you cutting and moving.
Yeah, for him.
So
it's a bad injury.
It's a bad injury. It's a really bad injury
in his position.
And I feel bad for him because he was gonna go either be the highest paid guy, or they're like now Bill's just. At some point, I wonder if they're just like, man, that really stinks. But well, we're gonna save a lot of money on him because he's not gonna get a new contract now.
No,
because of that injury.
Be back.
No, he's still got another year under contract.
I know, but he's like a year at like $6 million or something like that, so he could hold out.
Well, then he's got with the injury, they're just gonna say, okay, hold out.
Yeah,
like you're injured, like you have no leverage. So that's the one crazy thing about football. All your leverage is based on health. Like if you're injured, they hold that against you. Like, well,
that's what I mean.
You're really good up until this quad. Now I can't tell you what you are because you're 30 plus. You're going to be 32 or 31 years old with a quad injury. Nah.
I've got an idea
How old is
of
he?
what I think that he's 31 or 32.
Yeah. So that's the second I turned 30, I couldn't get it. I mean, Bill was like, look, you're 30 years old. What do you want? You know, like the second they have a chart with your name and there's colors. It's green, yellow, and red.
It's like red senior
30 and over is red.
Yeah.
And usually, when you walk in like the big room where they have all the players, because in Casario's room and then in Bill's room and like where they have the coaches meetings and stuff, they have a board. It's like a whiteboard, and it's like a magnet board, and they have all the names up there. Is
it like the Billy Madison board when he's going through the grades?
No, it's the full. It's like when you look at the game day magazine, and they have like the whole team, your front with your linebackers and your receivers. So they have every starter, and then they have all the backups right behind them, and then they have everybody in different colors, and then they have your draft year, height, weight, 40 time, all that stuff like underneath it, and then as you get older.
Like
your colors change. So like I was red. You look at the board and it's like all green and there's like 2 reds or 3 reds. I'm going to be
a free agent now. Why am I in red?
Yeah. Well, like if you look at the board, it'd be McCourty's red. The Twins are red.
Yeah.
Who else is old?
But that's the thing. That's the only thing they got going for them. They don't have a lot of age anymore though on the team. They've got younger. I think what they should do though is personally, I think they should figure a deal out with Gilmore because you can get him cheaper now. Because he'll still have another good solid like.
But how would he like if he was going in at $6 million, whatever his contract is, he wouldn't want to extend it. Like I wouldn't want to extend. I would bet on myself. He's already made enough money.
Though, but you get him for the 1 year at $6 million, right? I mean, and that you can start rebuilding that way. I think they should trade J.C. Jackson. I know people are going to freak out, because.
But isn't he up though? Isn't he
he's a restricted free agent? But I think but he's first round tender. So, he's a first-round tender restricted free agent. So, if he goes to sign, you get a first-round pick.
I would take that.
I would take the first-round pick.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks he's the greatest, but, I mean, when you are behind...
He's a good player. He's a good player.
But when you're behind, though, the best cornerback in the NFL, you're going to get more picks.
You're getting the second guy. You're getting this. You're not getting the top tier number one. You're against the number two.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he's a good player as well.
He's a good player.
I'm not knocking anything about what he does, but when you look at just.
But would you sign J.C. Jackson at like a top 5 cornerback contract?
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because
like,
I'd want to take that money and
go to a pass rusher. The thing with their defense is kind of what you talked about, the puzzle pieces. They've got good pieces, and they just got a couple more to fill, I think, on the front seven. Their back end's good.
They need more physical, they need a more physical presence in the running game. Like I feel like they get pushed around too much.
Bo Allen would have been.
Bo's a good player. I like Bo too. He's a good dude.
He I think he was that puzzle piece to go alongside with like Lawrence and everything. And I think it would. But you can't.
But the thing is that you can't have those guys just truthfully speaking, those guys can't play 80-90% of the snaps. So you need like 3 or 4 guys that are serviceable, that are good interior players. Like when I was playing, we had. We had Vince and we had Silver Salinga and we had Chris Jones. We had guys that could rotate and come in. Yeah. And you had quicker, smaller dudes like Chris Jones was like a quick interior guy.
Yeah, where you could kind of change it up against everybody.
But he could change it up. Yeah. But then he could also be stout enough. Like he's not going to get pushed back off the ball. And Silver was huge. He was a monster. So you had big dudes that could just. Like last year, you had Danny Shelton, just like a big guy that's not a starting number one, but he'd come in just like a big dude.
But that was Bo Allen, though, because like you would have had Lawrence Guy, Adam Butler, Bo Allen, Byron Coward.
Yeah.
You would have had that situational thing, but like
and then
the
his coach,
puzzle,
also too,
if you lose that piece, nothing goes back together.
Like Bill is very much so involved in the front seven. Like he is always in those meetings. Yeah. He's always in the defensive staff. He's always in defensive team meeting, going over all the running plays and showing guys that this is the right fit. This is where you need to be. Yeah. So he's been heavily, I would assume that he's been heavily involved with them this year because he always is on defense. That's what he loves. So they just need guys. I think Winovich, your boy Winovich, needs to gain 10 pounds of muscle and not upper body. He needs to gain it from the waist down to where he can set the edge, be stout in the run.
I think Uche's going to be good.
Uche is too small, though. He's 240.
But you can't set the edge.
You can't set the edge at 240 because the guys that you're trying to do it against are 320. It's basic, just lean. If you take 2 guys and one's 320 and another's 240, this guy at 240 has to bench like 500 pounds and has to squat 650 just to stop that guy leaning forward and pushing you backwards. Like if you're 260, that 320, it's a lot easier to stop that force. 20 pounds is a heck of a lot of weight. Yeah. So those guys need to be a little bit stouter. And I understand the game has changed as far as it's more of a speed, I guess. Like you look at inside linebackers now are 230.
They have to be, though.
Run the ball. Run it right at them. And you're seeing these teams now, just like the Patriots when they beat the Rams, these teams, they're smaller. Like the Chiefs that year, they couldn't stop anything. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. They can't stop the run. And the easiest way to beat somebody, take the snap, hand it off to a running back because it takes all the risk out of every time you drop back, it's a risk getting sacked, fumble, throw the ball down the field, batted ball in the air, interception, drop pass by the receiver, volleyball to somebody else. So they need to be able to stop the run defensively. That's one of the things as a defender I can say is the most annoying thing ever when they're going to run the ball and they can just run it right at you for 5 yards a crack. That's like the worst feeling ever. Yeah. So they need to figure that out. How did my picks do last week, by the way? Did I beat you?
Me.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Falcons, do it again. I picked them every week or a lot of weeks, and they always let me down. I got to stop doing that.
Check out this Mickey Ward hat. It's pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Pride of Lowell, baby. Pride of Lowell.
Have you ever been to Lowell?
Yeah. It's great.
I don't think you have.
Getting a condo there.
What?
I'm going to get a nice condo.
In Lowell?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's close to New Hampshire, isn't it?
Yeah.
That way?
Yeah. You're going to get a condo in Lowell?
Yeah.
Be a good one.
I am going to start training.
So you definitely haven't been to Lowell.
Mickey, thanks for the hat. And a
nice
jacket.
hat.
You got me a nice jacket, too. It's green.
Not bad.
It's Mickey Ward. Back to back fight of the year on the back. It's nice. Nice stuff.
I got some new beard stuff, so that was pretty good.
We get some beard oil.
Nah, not oil. I can't do oil.
You can't do the oil?
It's too long. Like soaks it
Oh,
up. So I gotta do there's a thing like beard cream.
Oh, beard cream.
Yeah. I got a thing from Scotch Porter, so it's shampoo, conditioner.
How
cream.
angry if you woke up and your beard was just if someone like would you be really upset?
Yeah.
Because what would you think the time is, start to finish, that you have invested in that beard?
It's tough because I trim it all the time, but
you like trim it like low.
Shop.
Oh, and he just takes the end off.
Yeah, it just depends. But every year I'll go and get like a few inches off or whatever. It's a long process. You don't really have a long beard, so you don't understand it. But
yeah, I need a haircut actually.
You gotta wake up in the morning. You gotta shower, shampoo it, condition. You gotta get out of the shower. You gotta brush it. You gotta put like a type of oil, either like cream or something like that. Then you gotta put like almost like kind of like a wax type thing that you're gonna put over it. Then throughout the day you gotta usually brush it and all that, and then at night you gotta go through the whole cycle again.
You know what's really painful? Like right when I used to have a longer beard when I was playing.
Yeah.
If I had my chin strap on, this would come out like an offensive lineman would like grab me here, but then he'd get like this, and I'd be like, oh.
That is the worst thing.
It's the most painful area, like up in here when this gets pulled on.
Well, it's like the worst thing if you're laying down, your kids like jump on you and they like get you, like right there and pull it.
Yeah, it's very painful.
But it all works out. But yeah, I'd be mad if somebody cut it.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yep.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna go over our picks.
I think we should have like a Santa thing. Since it's Christmas, I think we should do like.
I think we
what
should
would you
spray
give
your
to
beard
people as presents.
I want to spray your beard white with the can spray.
It's going that way already.
I know it is right in the middle.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we gonna do? What would I give? Who?
Well, we'll just come up with random people. What would you give them a Christmas present?
Okay.
I think that's a good thing.
Sounds good.
Christmas.
All right.
We'll be back.
So we're back, Dan and Ninko show, and last night, me and my wife Paige, we had a few cocktails. We were just having a few adult beverages. So I'm about to have this beautiful clown shoes, and I really don't want to drink anything right now. Oh, you know what I had that hurt me? Dr. McGillicuddy's, the mint stuff. Me and Paige I had 3. She had 2 shots. So she was in a bad spot.
What else were you drinking before that, though?
Wine. She had a full bottle of wine.
That's not good.
Oh, so bad. So bad. Well, we haven't had that. I was drinking the Nantucket Crans, the seltzers. The Cran?
Yeah.
What? Well, man. All right. Leave me alone.
Nantucket
They're
Crans.
good. All right. So this week we have a haze cake. It's a hazy double India Pale Ale from Clown Shoes. Looks like kind of like a comic book on the side.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is one of the better looking ones.
It is very cool looking, yes.
Brewed can in Boston and Windsor, Vermont.
That's right. It's actually – all right, let's give it a go. I've had one of these already, and that's why I brought it for you.
You had it last night?
No. I would have still been sleeping because I do believe it's 9%. I do believe.
It smells like it.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
It's very good, isn't it?
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Clown Shoes. Good stuff.
Let's pick some of this up.
It's very good. So, since I won last week.
Yeah. I took a lot of upsets, though, but didn't work out. Didn't pan out.
We need to do like a end of the year.
I know. We got to get that.
And then we'll tally it up. I think I'm going to win that, by the way.
You're gonna lose.
All right, so let's go through these picks here. Let's see.
Our first one, we got a Christmas game. There's only one Christmas game.
Oh, it's Christmas. Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas. Just wanted to put that out there.
Can't say that.
What's that?
Can't say that.
Oh, you can't?
It's not politically correct.
Oh, it's not?
You're supposed to say happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays.
I don't care.
Cut it out. I don't know.
Shit.
Dang it.
Yeah. Now we're going to get kicked off iTunes now.
Happy holidays, everyone. Get some clown shoes.
All right, so on Friday's game, first game is Viking Saints.
I think the Saints will get back on track. And
Drew Brees looked bad.
No, he had a couple good throws.
Was...
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. You break 11 ribs. And he was getting hit, too. Like, they were hitting him. They hit one time. He got hit right in the ribs. I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah, that's probably – they had a target on him.
Of course they did.
You would do the same thing.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, just throw an elbow.
Try and hit him in the ribs. You got to test those things out.
Yeah.
See if they healed up nice. He is 40.
Yeah.
So I'm going Saints on that one.
Did you see that thing with Kirk Cousins and the rookie receiver they have, Jefferson, of like what happened after the overthrow in the end zone?
No, they are.
Because there's no fans, so you can hear everything, and he just screamed out, "God!" or like, "Fuck, Kurt! Fucking, you got to make the throw," or something like that. And you could hear it on the field and everything. And this kid's a rookie and all that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Saints.
Yep, go Saints.
I don't know why I'm asking you on this one. The Buccaneers, Lions.
I mean, do you think the Lions have a chance?
You want Matthew Stafford to be the quarterback of the Patriots.
Yeah, but they're not going to beat Tampa Tom. Going Tampa.
I'll go Tampa too. But you do know, I mean, I agree with you. The Stafford trade would be the best. I mean, I think they would vault to be a Super Bowl contender if they had Stafford. I think they had Stafford this year. They could go into the
they would
playoffs
have
and
been.
go
They would have
deep.
won the division, I think.
I think they could have went like deep into the playoffs with him. Next game is 49ers Cardinals.
Cardinals, because Kyler Murray's back. 4 touchdown performance, 3 throwing, 1 rushing. He had 405 yards passing.
Yeah, and I don't think Garoppolo. I think they're shutting Garoppolo down for the rest of the year.
Yeah, maybe he'll be here next year. I'd rate.
Who would you rather have though, Garoppolo or Stafford?
Probably. I think Garoppolo because he's younger.
I think Stafford.
I think he has more upside. Stafford's been hurt. Seems like he's hurt every year, but
he plays though.
He does play, except for last year with the back injury.
You're trying to say that he's hurt every year. Garoppolo has missed more games than he's played.
Yeah, that's true. But you can't he tore his ACL. It's like that's not his fault. His ACL got torn.
He's like sprained his ankle 3 times.
Yeah,
2 AC joints.
All right. Well,
what pick was it? Yeah, I'm definitely going Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Then we got Dolphins Raiders.
Dolphins because they have to win these games. And the Raiders have been on a skid. They don't have a DC. They don't have a D coordinator. The defense can't stop a nosebleed. And they're going to get Miami's going to get their running back. They're going to get their tight end back this week. So I think that they beat them.
I'm thinking that Carr is throwing that eyeliner on. He's going to listen to some My Chemical Romance before the game and just go out and ball out. He's going to have a big game. I'm going to go the Raiders. All right, we got the Falcons and the Chiefs.
Chiefs are the best.
Then we got Browns and the 1-13 Jets now that just probably just screwed their entire everything, right? By winning that game.
But no, they screwed up.
Yeah,
they screwed up
that game. I'll go Browns.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be what everyone thinks he's going to be.
I think he can't miss.
I think he's going to.
He's the best quarterback in the. I think Trey Lance could end up being because you just haven't seen him.
Just
yet.
like kind of how Herbert is the best quarterback of the bunch this year. I think that there's a quarterback under Lawrence that might be a better.
Herbert went ahead.
Because Lawrence is like he's a scrambling, like he runs too. And I just think that once you get into the NFL, things are different. You can't do the things that you did in college. That's why Johnny Manziel is somewhere in Vegas right now, gambling and
what was the order
drinking.
of the quarterbacks this past year for draft? Who went first?
Oh man, I'm having a brain fart of the first quarterback picked. It wasn't Herbert, was it? No, because dang. Come on, Burrow. Joe Burrow.
That's right. But I keep forgetting because he's hurt.
Yeah, but he's good.
It went Burrow, and then it went Herbert, then it went Tua, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. See, I think Tua is not that good.
I think Tua is going to be good. I think he'll progress.
I don't.
Because there's situations where he should run and he doesn't run. So I want a quarterback who relies on his arm and then escapes like as a last resort. I don't want a quarterback that has to use his legs first and escape and then try and throw. Like I want a quarterback that wants to throw and then when he has no other option pulls it down and runs. Kind of like Russell Wilson. Like Russell Wilson can kill you with his legs, but he's never looking just to run. Like he wants to throw. I want to throw first quarterback.
Yeah. I think
he could be. I think Tua could be like a Russell Wilson.
I think there's a lot of people in that locker room that don't think Tua is the best quarterback.
Well, right now I don't think he is. I personally think the Dolphins would have a better chance of getting deeper in the playoffs with Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, 100%. That's the quarterback, by the way. I think if you couldn't trade for Stafford or something like
you
that,
get
I think it'd be
Fitzpatrick?
better to sign. If you don't think Stidham's a guy, I think you're better
And
to sign
if
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick
and draft a
came here to
quarterback.
play, he's got to come on the show.
Yeah,
because of the beards.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think that would be your best approach if you couldn't get Stafford or something or Garoppolo. I think it would be sign Fitzpatrick, draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Next game is Colts Steelers.
Steelers are on a skid, man. They look terrible. I wonder if Juju's going to stop dancing on the logo.
What's one word that describes the Steelers?
Pretenders.
Yes, 100%. Colts. Bears Jaguars.
Bears.
Well, Jaguars.
Yeah, they don't want to win. Yeah. Jaguars are going to do whatever they can to lose.
Giants Ravens.
I like the way the Giants have been playing. They're playing tough. I'll go with the Ravens though because they need to win. I want to see the Ravens in the playoffs because I feel like if they get in the tournament, like they could upset somebody.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are going to win. I think you're right. I think if they sneak into the playoffs, they could be somebody that just takes everybody out.
Yeah.
Bengals Texans.
Bengals.
I'll go Texans. Broncos Chargers.
Chargers.
Panthers football team. The first place football team. They're 6-8.
I'm going football team. Defense. They have a good defense. I think Haskins actually played decent last week.
And Haskins going to be allowed to play after the incident?
I don't even know what happened.
He got recorded after the game in a strip club. No masks. Nobody had masks on.
Oh, boy. I didn't know that. I'll still go with them because of their defense, but
I'm gonna go with the Panthers on that one. I don't like the football team. Eagles Cowboys.
Ooh.
This game actually
Eagles.
How crazy is it that a 4-9-1 team and a 5-9 team, the game actually matters?
No, it's nuts. I'm going Eagles because Hurts puts them over the top. Wentz is done. Sell your condo, sell your house, whatever you got in Philly, because
they can't.
They have to get rid of him.
But he's if he's before June 1st cut.
No,
they're $60 million cap hit.
There's something to where they can trade him before that league year.
Who the hell would take that contract?
I don't know.
It's like $30 million a year. It's after June 1st they cut him. I think it's a $30 million cap.
I think
they just have to bite the bullet.
He's done, and his confidence is shot too. So he needs to go somewhere else and start fresh. Because Hurts just had 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 running.
I don't think Hurts is that good, but I think I'll take the Eagles on that one. Rams Seahawks.
That's gonna be a great game.
I think that decides the division, kind of. Doesn't
it? I'm gonna go Rams because I think the Seahawks defense is.
After they lost to the Jets.
Yeah, I think they'll be really mad and motivated.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Titans Packers.
Ooh, another great game.
That's a good game. This is a good game. How are none of these games on Christmas?
I don't know. I'm going Packers. I'm going Rodgers.
This is a tough game.
It's very tough.
I'm going to take the Titans. I'll take the opposite on that one. It's close. All right, and then we got the Bills Patriots. You see this billboard on Route 1 yet?
No. What's it say?
That it's pictures of Buffalo Bills fans and it says Bills have the best fans in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. It's a little shot. Maybe the Patriots can do it.
You gonna take them?
I know you're gonna take them.
I have to.
I'll go Buffalo on this one. They got the second best quarterback in the AFC, and they're gonna run the football.
See, Buffalo did what the Patriots should have done. Like when they traded for Diggs, that changed Josh Allen, right? Changed their offense.
Yeah, Diggs set the record this year.
Diggs is unbelievable. He's right up there with
so
Hopkins
who's gonna cover?
And all
so
that.
here's a good observation with Gilmore out. Jackson's going to be on Diggs. That'll be a great evaluation.
I'm worried about that matchup.
Yeah, so then you'll be able to see if he's worth a big-time contract. If I was evaluating J.C. Jackson, I would look at him playing against number 1 receivers, not number 2 receivers.
So would you be on my bandwagon if, say, Diggs has 8 catches, 100 yards against J.C. Jackson, to just let him sign in free agency and get that first-round pick?
Yep.
Okay. I don't think they would. I don't think the Patriots would.
I don't think they'll sign him. I don't think they'll sign him.
Jackson long term.
Yeah, I don't think they will either.
I will, of course, be in the misery of everybody, and I will take the Patriots. I mean, hopefully Damian Harrison comes back. I'm kind of hoping that, maybe Bill can finagle it where Cam's got a little injury and can't play. He's the starting quarterback, but when he comes back,
oh yeah,
he's
like
injured. The Bledsoe,
he's injured.
The Bledsoe thing where he kept saying every week that Bledsoe's our quarterback, but and then as Brady kept playing well, then it was Bledsoe's going to ride the bench. So I'm going to go Patriots.
Wasn't
I
Bledsoe
gets in there.
the guy before Bill got here?
Yeah.
So high paid when Bill got in.
Yeah, Bledsoe was number one pick.
Yeah. So
Bledsoe went to a Super Bowl 7 years before. Before Belichick got.
I that has not in the coaching world. There's your guy, and when you come into a situation, it's not your guy, but you have to.
He started Bledsoe the year before, and then kept him going as he got hurt.
And
I don't think Belichick really.
That was a
likes
stupid thing to say on
quarterbacks.
my part too. I knew Bledsoe was here, but I'm just saying when a coach comes in, and it's just like their coaching staff. If you're in Detroit right now and you're a coach, you understand that you're fired. You're gone too. Because the new coach comes in, they replace you.
I don't think he was looking to replace Bledsoe, though. I think he was trying if you ask a lot of those guys on the 0-1 Patriots team, I guarantee a lot of them will tell you that if Bledsoe was the quarterback, they would have still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, didn't he win them a playoff game?
Yeah, against the Steelers when Brady sprained his ankle, and he came in and beat the Steelers. Bledsoe actually was a really good quarterback.
I kind of feel bad for Bledsoe, a little bit.
Yeah, you got kind of...
You guys, you think about...
He almost died.
I know. When you look at, when he looks at that Super Bowl ring, does he look at it with man, that stinks? Or does he? It's kind of like Carson Wentz. When he looks at his Super Bowl ring, does he actually look at it and is he proud to wear it? Does he say that he's a Super Bowl champion even though he tore his ACL and Foles was the Super Bowl MVP?
I would just think he.
I think it's human nature. It's every human person, if you were in a situation like that, you have that feeling of man, this sucks.
Look at Josh Gordon that sold the Super Bowl ring.
Well, Josh Gordon is broke.
He didn't get reinstated either. He was up for reinstatement and then he failed it or something like that.
No, because I said this when he was here. I said at some point he's gonna fall back into that trap, and the guy had all the talent in the world.
Yeah, it's what I mean. It's
and
story.
He's too old now. I mean, he's old now. He was slow when he was here, so he's slowing down. It's over.
It's a terrible story because when he lost all that prime, I mean, he was.
That's the prime of his life.
He could have been one of the best receivers.
He'd have made $100+ million.
I'll never forget there was a play.
He'd be so loaded and set. He'd be he's DK. He's not the size of DK, but he's DK.
Metcalf, yeah. I'll never forget the game. I think you were on the Patriots team then. Remember when Gordon, when he was with the Browns, took that
he cut
inside
the slant and just took it to the house.
80 yards?
Stiff arm.
Yeah.
I think he stiff armed. I think that was Talib.
Yeah.
It might have been Talib when he.
But it wasn't even close. Nobody was near him. He was just gone. It was like a flash gone. But Bledsoe, back to Bledsoe. Bledsoe was on a team for 9 years before before the Brady thing.
I did a golf event with him. He's awesome. He's a great dude.
Everybody says he's a great guy and all that, and
he's a big dude too. He's impressive looking.
He's the prototypical quarterback.
Yeah, he is a big
6'5", 240.
He's a big dude.
Can't run, but I mean he had a cannon.
He can still probably throw the ball through your chest.
Oh yeah, probably still throw it deeper than Cam Newton.
Hunter, I guarantee he could still throw more accurately than Cam Newton right now.
I just still don't understand the Cam Newton thing of he can make you watch some of those throws. Say you just picked apart every throw.
I think he might have see this arm doesn't go as high.
Yeah,
because I had this shoulder done. Maybe his throwing shoulder doesn't get up. Maybe because he had 2 surgeries on that shoulder. Yeah. I had one on this one, and I don't have the range. I don't have the range in my left shoulder. Maybe he can't throw.
But it's because some of the throws he makes are great throws. Remember the one against Bird?
Yeah. I think it was an over route or something.
Yeah, and he hit
and it was
hit
perfect.
Him down the field. It was 45 yards.
Even the Myers fumble, it was a little bit behind him, and he had to turn for it, and then the ball got punched out. But
when that happened, I was like, shit.
That's done.
Because if he catches that ball and keeps
they're in business.
Game. Yeah. That's been the problem for them this year, though, the Patriots, is they've been in almost every game other than the Rams and the 49ers game, and it's always been that it's the non-Patriot way, right? That one turnover that screws them, between Cam's
It's so
fumble.
weird. It's so weird to watch because
when
every
that
year
fumble happened against the Dolphins, I was screaming out. I'm like, bench him.
Every
Bench
year,
him.
every year, we are the Patriots. That is always the team making those plays.
Yeah.
So it's so odd to watch it on the reverse side of that. Like, we're the team that are making those turnovers, like having those turnovers, losing the game. It's just so odd to watch.
Yeah. You see,
How about Folklow this year has probably been the MVP?
We were
In the beginning of the year, we're like, he can't hit a 40-yarder. He's been the best kicker.
Best kicker in the NFL.
Yeah.
Should have made the Pro Bowl.
Like, what the heck?
I don't think he missed the kick,
He
has
did really well. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Surprised. I talked to Steven Gostkowski a lot, too. It's got to be tough to go to a new place and be, like, the kicker. And then he struggled, like he was struggling. So, like, when you're struggling as a kicker, like, you don't have, at least when you were here, you had, like, I'm, like, the all-time leading scorer. You've been here for a long time. People have that, oh, well, it's Steve, he'll be all right. When you're the new guy in a new place, but you're the old guy, like, it's got to suck.
No,
so I'd anticipate him riding off into the sunset after this year.
How about David Andrews not making the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, well.
Leading vote getter for centers. Didn't make Pro Bowl.
But they're not even playing a Pro Bowl. I never even.
Still just the honor of it, though.
I never even looked at the Pro Bowl. I never even gave it a second thought.
I really hope.
Because the fans vote. Like, you think Pouncey should be there over David Andrews? Give me a break.
I really
But
hope.
then the teams hold that over your head, and they put that in your contract. Like, there's Pro Bowl bonuses.
$500,000
it's like,
bucks.
yeah, for 50 fan votes, like 50% fan vote. Like, give me a break. It's all popularity. The
100%.
Trey Hendrickson has 12.5 sacks for the Saints.
Brady made the Pro Bowl a bunch of times that he shouldn't have.
Yeah. Trey Hendrickson's a DN for the Saints. Leads the NFL in sacks. Not in.
Yeah, because nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, nobody knows who he is.
I'm like, the one person that the Patriots need to re-sign this offseason is David Andrews.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, like,
he's earned it. He's earned a contract.
Like a 5-year deal, 6-year deal.
Yeah, give him like 5 years, 50.
Yeah,
10 a year.
Yeah. I would be the biggest advocate in the world for that. You have a ton of money. You pay him. I'm okay with losing Tooney because I think they have some good young linemen and stuff like that. They ain't gonna beat Tooney. You can't lose Andrews because he's the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah.
I mean that's why they won't bench Cam. I think because I think that Belichick thinks Cam's got the locker room. Which Cam is a likable guy.
It's a little upsetting that they'll pay some guys and not others. Like, why not pay David Andrews?
I think they're gonna pay David Andrews.
Why wouldn't they pay him now? I would pay him now. Every game he plays closer to the end of the season, he's going to make more money on the open market.
Yeah, but I think
just go up to him and say, "Hey, David, we'll give you 5 years, 45."
Yeah, just
guarantee says yes. Guarantee.
Oh, guarantee. Yeah.
Instead of offer him 5 years, 10.
Yeah, I think they offer him 5-year, 35, and he stays.
Yeah,
he don't want to go anywhere.
No, he doesn't.
He's like just a
happy-go-lucky. I guarantee they offered him 2 years, they probably offered him 2 years, 10, 5 guaranteed.
Really?
Yep.
2 years, 10?
Something like that. Something very insulting. Because then you just don't even respond. You're like,
I don't think they offered him anything yet.
Yeah. Maybe not.
We got some insider, some.
Yeah, but I'm not going to disclose. I don't disclose any of that. But anyway, I just think
it's insulting. It's 100%.
I think the Patriots are very smart in how they negotiate.
I'm hoping they're going to put that deal together.
They always come up. They seem to do very well with guys that are free agents, like free agent signees, like undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Free agents like myself, to where when you never made money. Like, when you never had, a first-round, second-round, third-round payday, to start your career. Because if you're a first-round pick, you're not going to sign your next deal less than what your first deal was. So your starting point is high.
Unless you're N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, but I'm saying, your starting point is here.
I guess
and
if you play, most first-round picks that don't get that second deal, they're just
done.
Right?
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
But, if you're a free agent, rookie free agent, and you have a $5,000 signing bonus, if you play well and they offer you $2 million, you're like, wow. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or if they, I think my biggest deal was 3 for 15. And I was like, 15? After taxes, that might really help me out. That'll set me up. And then you think about your knees or any injury, and then you have 0. So it's okay, if I get hurt and I have $2 million in the bank Versus if I sign and get hurt and I have 10 in the bank, well, I think I'd be all right if I had 10 in the bank. So you're just like, all right, well, I'll do it.
You think they sign Andrews?
I hope so. I think
I
think they do.
Yeah, it's the logical play
Mm-hmm.
on it. All right, so I think we should go into another segment of, since Christmas time, what are you going to give people for Christmas if you could give them anything?
All right.
All right. I think
Happy
you
holidays.
got trouble last time you did this.
Happy holidays.
You got trouble last time you did this.
I know.
When you tried to gift Tom Brady a new coach.
I know. They asked Tom Brady about that in an interview. Jeez.
And you lost the pajamas for Christmas.
Yes.
All right. I think,
No
what do you
Under Armour.
give Bill Belichick for Christmas?
A quarterback.
Well, if he doesn't, he thinks he has a quarterback, though.
All right. What do I give Bill Belichick for Christmas? I would give Bill Belichick. Well, because we're fellow Croatia.
Really?
Yeah, he's Belichick. He's Croatian descent.
Wow.
That's why I think that's why he likes me.
Oh,
My
really?
last name's Nikovic.
Do they still like you think?
Probably not. I think so.
Like, would he snub you?
I don't know.
Like, if you were
No,
walking,
I think he liked me.
If you were
I
in
think
the
he
mall
likes
Christmas
me.
shopping, right, and you guys walked near each other,
No,
would he
he'd
just
like
walk
me.
the other
He'd
way?
give me like a little like jab. He'd probably be like, "Hey, there's there's the next main sports center anchor or something like Mr. All-American knows everything about football." Like he'd give me a jab like that. But yeah, I think he likes me. Last year when he won when he moved up the ranks, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, congratulations." And he said, "Yeah, I wouldn't be there without you. You're part of a lot of those wins." I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
You think he had that copy and pasted?
No,
Like,
it was
just
actually
paste that to the next one.
Yeah. I get him something from Croatia, maybe like a nice, like a Croatian flag, Croatian hat. He loves all that stuff.
Yeah.
He goes there, on vacations.
I'd get him a mute button for the Boston media.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Like,
I was thinking more like a gift, like some like physical gift.
Yeah, like when some of these idiot writers are like, we need to get rid of Belichick now.
That's stupid.
Boom.
Yeah.
Like,
or
like a fire button, like you're fired. Like you're gone.
I would get him like the Dr. Evil trap door.
Yeah,
and then where they're all sitting, there's like a number system, and if it's like Mike Reese, like just blank face, like who's the next starting? Is Cam Newton your starting quarterback? He just looks down and he hits 3, and Mike goes down into the fire. And he's like, "I'm very, very badly burned down here. Is anyone there? Please help me. I seem to have hurt my leg as well in the fall." That's hilarious.
That would be
part
like Mike
in
Reese,
Dr.
wouldn't it?
Evil. You remember that? That's
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, yeah. And they put him down.
Mustafa.
Yeah, yes. It's a great scene.
Damn it, 3 times.
3 times.
All right, so then I guess the next one would be Christmas present to Cam Newton from Rob Ninkovich. What would it be?
I'm going to gift him a new arm. His shoulder. Something where he could actually throw a football. Oh, this is Paige calling me. I wonder what she's... Let's see. Hey, babe, what's up?
Are you still doing your podcast? You're finished, huh?
No, I'm in podcast right now. You're on the podcast. And my phone died. My phone dies more than anyone.
Yeah. If I was to give you something for Christmas, I would say a phone
charger. But I have a phone charger. My problem is at night I just don't put it on and it's dead. It's dead. Usually I don't. Yeah, it's dead.
For Cam Newton, I'd have to do just accepting retirement.
Accepting. So you want like peace within your peace
like
of career,
peace.
Internal peace of your career.
You were an MVP of the league. You
didn't
went
go
to
for
a Super Bowl.
You didn't go for the fumble that's going to live in infamy.
Yeah.
You got your butt kicked in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you had some good years. You were a franchise quarterback. You were a big time. You got the Panthers to some big time games and all that. Just please don't take Bill's offer of a $2 million contract.
He's coming
with
back.
$7 million.
He's not retiring.
I know. Trust me, I know. Jared Stidham, what would you gift him?
A week 16 start. That's what I would give him. A Christmas start.
Yeah.
So on Sunday,
I like that one.
You are named the starter.
At least he could have some peace with himself too, and just go, "Am I starting quarterback?"
If I suck, I understand. I suck.
Yeah, I'll
Great.
be a backup.
Yeah.
But at least give me the idea that
it's got to be frustrating.
I've got a chance.
I remember when I was behind guys that sucked, and it's very frustrating to watch guys that aren't very good in front of you starting, and some of them making a lot of money, and they're cocky and confident that they're good, and you're like, you're not very good. I'm better than you. They just won't give me the chance. So that's got to be frustrating for him to watch some of these throws. It's probably in the sideline, like with the clipboard, like, overthrow. Ugh. I could have thrown that better, you know.
It's got to be at this point now because, you know, the factor of Cam Newton running the ball is run out. You know, he's not doing the other things. Like, you know, when he threw for
Buffalo, here's the
100
thing,
yards, but he
in
ran
this
for 80.
Buffalo game, I think they're gonna it's gonna be a very crazy they're gonna be exposed badly.
Who?
The Patriots, more so than we saw against teams that you're like, oh man, that's bad. Because you see the Chargers game, you're like, this is the team, but it's just the Chargers were terrible. Then you see the Rams, they just demolished them because offensively they couldn't do a thing. I think the Bills are going to come down on Route 1. They're going to see that billboard, and it's going to jack them up even more. Like, oh, we got the greatest fans? Okay, we're going to show you. And they're going to I guarantee they come into this game with a chip on their shoulder. Like, you guys have been the powerhouse for 11 years. Now it's our turn. And they're going to try and I guarantee their head coach tries to run the score up or whatever. Like, they're going to try and throw for 500 yards.
See, I think if Stidham played, I think it would be the opposite. I think the Patriots would come out and just destroy the Bills. I think it would just be like that motivational factor.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know,
there's a new guy here.
Yeah, we got this guy. This is our guy. We're gonna get there.
It's similar to the Eagles with Hurts, coming in. They look like a new team.
Do you think that if Stidham started, it would be that bad?
No.
I think he'd be good.
I think he'd be good.
I think he'd throw for 300
I
yards,
think he'd be
3
good.
touchdowns.
I think he'd be
maybe
good.
A pick.
And is Julian coming back? Should you shut down Julian for the last 2 games of the year? I think you do.
It depends if he's in your plans.
Unless, Julian would want – I would want to play because you want to make some incentives. You want to make some money. But if he goes out there and gets hurt, it's over.
Yeah, but I think he kind of has to play if he wants to keep contracts going and stuff like that. Because
his
contract's not guaranteed.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
No? Is there an out on it?
No, I think it's just not guaranteed. I think he's already got all the
upfronts. He's already got the upfronts, so they could cut him. They won't cut him, though. It's Julian Edelman. He won you a Super Bowl.
They won't cut him.
And then that's one thing about Bill, too. If I personally stuck around for my last year under contract, even though it was 1.5, which is $250 after taxes, and my backup was making $3, if I stuck around and I was just awful and I just sucked, which I didn't, they would have just kept me around. They just would have kept you around for
they wouldn't have just cut
they wouldn't just cut you. Yeah. So they're guys that have been there a long time. But they don't just cut them.
Will they talk to him and try to say retire?
Did
you get the retirement talk from them?
No, I got the you still can play a long time.
Really?
Still play. And I said I was ready to just walk away. I really never really said this, which I probably should have, but I was more concerned about long term, my brain and stuff at that point. And when you start thinking about stuff like that, when you have kids and you start thinking if I play 12, 13 years, is it going to affect my mental health? It's time to retire.
Yeah. Could they have talked you into staying?
If they paid me $5 million.
Oh, you would have stayed?
I probably would have played.
Shit, you would have for Bill Burr, you would have, or whatever, the guy that wanted you to play that game, you would have stayed for $150,000.
No, I never was going to play. I'm not going to play in that.
You thought about it.
Yeah, but it was 7-on-7. Everything is risk and reward.
Yeah.
So a race car driver, if you said, "Hey, I'll give you $50,000 to go drive 300 miles an hour, 250 around this track, and you might die," they'll probably say, "I'm good." That's why they make so much money. That's why a race car driver Andretti made millions and millions and millions. And who was the good-looking dude with the red, white, not the red, white, and blue?
Ricky Bobby.
He's not real. Not Gordon. Is it Gordon? Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon made tons of money.
Yeah, they all made.
Made crazy money.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, they're all but I don't know now. I think that sport's probably going in the wrong direction.
I don't think so.
No, NASCAR's not hurting. I thought they were hurting.
I used to work
sponsors and stuff.
I used to work in Daytona. I lived in Orlando, worked in Daytona, so I drive by that track every day. Those people there are nuts.
They love.
NASCAR.
NASCAR.
I never got. I like cars and everything, but I could never get in NASCAR because I just like. What do you do?
See, I'll watch
it like towards the end.
My grandpa John would always have on a race day. You go to his house, he'd always have the races on in his kitchen. He'd be watching. I mean, he just enjoyed it. I like and enjoy and watch racing, like watching the races and stuff. But now I just don't know any of the guys anymore.
I mean, there's still some big names in it.
Yeah, but Dale when Earnhardt Jr. left, and
Jeff Gordon's gone.
Bush. Bush is still racing.
Yeah.
But it's different. But that getting back to what I was saying, at some point you have to evaluate what you're risking, your health wise, to go out there and play. And look,
what do you
listen,
gain from it?
if people, and if people listen, I'm not saying anything here about you're complaining about making the $750,000. Well,
here, I'll defend you on that one.
Yeah.
That people think that athletes make all this money, but they don't.
They make,
when you have to factor in, that long term, what do you get?
Yeah.
You only have this earnings period for this
10
amount
years,
of time.
10-year chunk.
Yeah.
If you're good, it's
a 10-year chunk. But guess what? If you're a financial analyst or something like that, you make $125,000 a year. Well, you make that for 40 years.
Yeah.
So you make just as much as a professional athlete. Then when you think about it, and most professional athletes don't make $10 million a year, $20 million a year, $30 million, especially in football.
Yeah,
football is probably the lowest paid.
It's turnover.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So at the end of my career, I was very much so thinking about when you
quality
as a football
player,
player, quality of life. When you start questioning getting in it, when you're I watched tape when I was young, I would just get in it,
not even think
hit
about
somebody, and it's you don't even think about it because you don't care. Just like anybody, you think back when you're 24, 25, 26, you would do stuff. You're like, man, what was I thinking? That was stupid of me. I shouldn't have jumped that car. That was really dumb. Something could have really went bad because you realize it as you get older. You're like, a kid did the same thing I did, and it didn't go well for him. You see those things, you're like, okay. And then as you play in the game, all right, well, I'm getting hit here a lot, and that hurts, and it hurts me just as much as it hurt him. So at the end, I just figured,
maybe I'll try to take a way around him.
And I think my mom said something to me after the Atlanta Super Bowl, and it really struck me, and I was like, man, that's true. She's like, what else is there for you to do that you haven't already done? What else is there?
Yeah.
What else is there? It's early in my career, I was I wanted to start. I have a list of things I wrote down on paper. It was be a starter in the NFL, win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Be a impact player for not just one but multiple years. Be an impact player. So when I look back on all these things that I just crossed off the list, after you win your first Super Bowl, the next one is it's cool, but you're like, man, I had a blood clot in my leg for this one.
Yeah.
That, it could have moved. I could have had a deep vein and it could have went to my lungs or my brain. I would have died. You're like, and then I look at Via. I'm like, all right, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. And then I watch the game, and when I'm on the sideline before COVID, I'd be on the sideline. My first year out, they asked me to do the sideline reporting for the preseason, and it was great. I loved it. Have a great time with Zoe and Sosi, and I'm watching these dudes. I'm like, oh,
I did that.
Oh, that looks so painful. That hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. And I remember I would take a Toradol shot. So everyone's like, Toradol. So Toradol is if you took 10 Advil and you just took 10 Advil. It's a super, super anti-inflammatory. So you take it, and it's usually an injection, but then now they've went away from the injection. It's a pill.
So, hit you
but
the lungs.
But no, you don't do it here. This is how crazy I am. They usually do it in the butt, in the rear. It's a Toradol injection. I enjoyed it in the shoulder.
Enjoyed it?
Yes.
That's what you said.
I would say do it in the shoulder because it's going to go quicker to my heart, and because you can smell it.
What do you mean you can smell it?
When they inject you with it, you smell. It's once they hit it with you, once it hits your heart, you can smell whatever the Toradol is in the Toradol. Like you smell it. Like I can smell the Toradol.
Is this considered a performance-enhancing drug?
No,
now?
it's just a super, super crazy anti-inflammatory. So during a game, if say your knee is swollen, your knee hurts, or you have a bruise, or you have some aches and pains, if you take 2 Advil, that cuts the pain a little bit. If you take a Toradol shot, you just feel so good. You're like, man, I feel so loose. I feel good. I don't feel pain. So you hit and you play a football, you play 100 snaps and you make 10 tackles and you're hitting the lineman every play. And after the game, you feel awesome. Like, cause it lasts for about 6 hours. And then you wake up the next day and I'd be in bed like this. I'd wake up, I'd be in bed. I'd be like this. And I'd wake up. I go, oh no. Oh no. And I'd like grab my head, be like, oh, my neck's really sore. And then I'd be like, oh, my whole body hurts. And you just roll out of bed.
You have to be at the stadium at like
and then
6
you get up. You know what's crazy? I think back on how I would go down the stairs, and I don't do it anymore because obviously I'm not playing football. I would, for about 4 years, I would go down the stairs with the handrail at 32, 31.
Just like the
no, I go one step, one step, one step, one step.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want that.
That was like every day, though, right?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Once camp started,
one
the
step
end of the season.
down.
Yeah.
One step down. I mean, it's gonna come back eventually. I'll be one step in it, but
yeah, no, you got like 5 more years of it, right? Before you're not there.
well, my right knee's bothering me already.
You gotta be.
I think I need a scope on it.
You start getting your wife ready to go for the Toradol shots.
She used to give them. She would bring home Toradol because she was a nurse.
It's not a banned substance.
No, Toradol's not.
So is it like at the Patriots' place? So they just have like a huge fridge full of it, like everybody.
They have since in the last since I retired. I think the year I played, there was a big push to stop the injections, but you're grandfathered in to the injection.
Oh, so eventually it'll be gone.
It'll be gone. I think it might be gone now.
Oh, okay.
But Tom will still get it.
Like Brady can still get a Toradol.
Brady would get one every game. I would get one every game.
How would he get one every game if he has the whole TB12 thing going on? Doesn't he take the supplements?
Nah, you still take a Toradol.
No, stop. I mean, he has the supplements. They protect you from
that helps you.
They protect you from COVID.
It helps him
from cancer, from HIV, from everything.
It helps, but the Toradol helps a lot more. So
it helps more than the.
It helps. I mean, the older guys would
Julian
but before, I would say in 2006, 2007, 2008, it was a culture.
Was it just like
the whole team would take a Toradol?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they would just be like the shots that would just
down
go
the line. There was a line of guys going for a Toradol, going for a Toradol. You'd be ready to go. Yeah. So you'd have all your gear on. You'd be ready to go out there and play. And you just walk in and you'd pull your pant down. But the reason I stopped,
I want to hear the heart.
The reason I stopped getting it in the ass. Pause. Hold on.
That could be a pretty bad sound.
That was really bad. The reason I stopped having the Toradol injection in my buttocks was.
You can still say ass. It's just the way you said it.
Okay. Yeah. The reason I stopped with the shot down in my.
It's gonna be a GIF like.
I know. Oh, I know. The reason I stopped was because if you, I don't know if you ever had a shot before. You can hit muscle.
Yeah.
And one time before a game, they hit me in my butt muscle, and I had my butt hurt, it was sore, it's bruised, and I'm like,
I'm playing. Hope they don't like stitch that together, you know.
Yeah, that's bad. You won't do that to me. But anyway, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that ever again. So then and then the doctors were like, why do you want your shoulder? It's nothing there. I'm like, just shoot me in the shoulder and shut up.
So there'd be a line of people bent over.
There's a line of guys.
And then Ninkovich would be right here.
You don't have to bend over. You don't have to. It's not like you have to pull your pants down and bend over. You just pull your little pant down to your cheek, so your cheek comes out, and they just hit you with the injection, and it doesn't hurt. I mean, the shoulder. I had a trick. I would give him my shoulder, but I'd grab here and I'd pinch my skin. No, I'd pinch my skin. So you pinch there, and then you take it in right there, and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You give pain somewhere. It's like major pain. Let me see that pinky.
Yeah,
And you
no.
break the pinky and you don't feel
So
the
you
other
gotta
thing.
get tattooed because like in here,
Ooh,
it's bad.
Yeah, so you got to like take
bad.
the pain there, and then it takes away from.
Yeah, I had like probably like an hour because like anything that's like here,
Ooh,
it's
sensitive.
just bad.
Very sensitive.
And I didn't realize it until afterwards. And then I still remember like after I got it, like, a couple days later, I'm like, hey, I said to my wife, I'm like, Leslie, does this look weird to you? And then she showed me the picture, and it's like bruised into here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, it
like,
hurts.
Oh, okay, that hurts.
Yeah, it's painful.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again because I was gonna get the other.
Have you
shoulder, and I'm
ever
like,
seen
no.
a bumper sticker on a Ferrari?
No.
That's why I don't have tattoos.
No, it's because you don't like imperfection. So
No,
you
no,
would just be
no,
looking
no,
at it going,
no,
nope,
no.
that line ain't straight.
I could never have a tattoo
Yeah.
unless it was the most realistic, perfect line, picture, everything, distance.
You know what I think
Everything.
You know what I think about we should do is we should go to Vegas, right?
No,
Go to a
I
Barrett
can't
Jackson
go.
auction.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Barrett Jackson auction.
Yes.
We'll get you drunk through like all your
Okay.
crayon seltzer things.
Perfect.
And then we'll just go get you a tattoo.
No.
And we'll make it where it's visible so like you can see it all the time. Like
No.
maybe like
No.
a forearm or something like that.
No.
Would you
I
go get
couldn't
it
do
like lasered off?
I mean, if it looked perfect and we went to the
It's not gonna
best,
look perfect,
if
though.
it went to the best tattoo artist in the world,
Even the
I've
best
seen
ones
some
aren't
good
perfect.
tattoos. I've been like, dang, that looks awesome. Like my boy, Chris Long. I was thinking like, I have a lot of dudes with tattoos, but Chris Long has a tattoo artist. Phew, dude's good.
Yeah.
I think he's really
So you go
expensive.
there?
I think I would go to Chris Long's tattoo guy. He put a ship here.
Might get
Craziest
like a
ship I've ever
Croatian
seen.
flag,
Croatian flags are cool, but
like a portrait of Belichick.
what I want, so I thought about at one point, because like my great grandfather, my grandfather, my dad all have a Black Panther. Think about this: your first tattoo, they put a panther on
Yeah.
their forearm.
Yeah.
Like it's like your only tattoo, you put it right here.
That was like an army marine. type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So like I would at when I was young, when I was like in my 20s, I wanted to do like a panther fighting a cobra like up my arm, so like have the cobra wrapped around with like the panther tail, and then like the panther here and the cobra head here, and they're both like at each other. But I just never did it because I'm a wuss.
And
And I
like a barbed wire tattoo.
like I was thinking about a barbed wire circle or a sun around my belly button. I thought that would have been a good one.
You better hope they don't stitch this shit together.
I don't like I have been to tattoo parlors. I've been to I feel like if you don't get a tattoo in like your early 20s and 30s, like you just won't get them. Like how old were you when you had your first tattoo?
18.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you were 18.
But my last one, I think I was like 30.
yeah, but once you have a tattoo,
Yeah.
like to start, then you're like you're
I've been
adding.
tattooed in another country.
Shit, I wouldn't do that either. Like they just like
Start freaking out?
tattoo you, like same needle. Like, hey, come on, it's all good. No, I'm not a big. I think if you're gonna have a tattoo, number one, it has to have some type of like
Yeah.
meaning. It's got to be special.
It's tough because
like there's
when
some
you're 18,
people,
you
yeah,
get stuff that
yes.
doesn't mean anything.
Like
but
some
then you get
people,
stuff that
some
means
people
something.
like that they get their first tattoo. It's like,
I literally
the
have a
silliest-
Japanese symbol for the year I was born in.
yeah, like you're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what,
yeah.
you know, like or people put like the date you were born like across your chest with like EST.
No regrets spelled.
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. It's like, what is that?
Yeah. No, it's definitely those.
Like who's
My first couple,
like
I don't think
like
meant
or
anything, but
Mayo?
the last
Mayo.
ones
Okay,
have.
so Mayo has like a brick wall on his arm with like an arm coming over the wall, but the arm is like the elbow is really long and like the arm is
It's, like,
like
pointed
the
out.
forearm is super long and then the hand is tiny.
Yeah.
So it's all disproportionate, and then the brick wall is all like wrong. Like it's not like he was probably 16 when he got a tattoo, like, and it was probably free.
Yeah.
So that just when you're young, you get those tattoos. Like a lot of people, I think one of my friends, Steve Weatherford, had like, I'm talking black, like tribe. You know, like the tribal was in.
Yeah.
He had black, thick, and it was. I guess there's a layer because I've done all the research. You know me. I've done all the research
you've
on.
probably looked at
there's
it like 100
layers
times.
of like a good tattoo artist doesn't go too deep.
Yep.
Because then it scars.
Yeah.
So like if you go too deep, then the edges of the tattoo are kind of like not sharp. They're
Yeah.
like kind of
Yep.
like like just like fading, and they
Yeah.
don't like look good.
Yeah.
And then if you're lighter in the layers, it looks more crisp and it looks like more clear and like a picture. He had like 2 deep, thick black tribal all down his arm, and he had to go for like 12 laser treatments to get it all off. But then when they laser it off, like if you have a really black tattoo and they laser it off, it takes out like the pigment in your skin too.
Yep.
So like he has
can
like
still see it.
you can almost see where it was, but it's like white, and then like his skin around it like will
It's a
tan.
different shade.
Yeah, it's a different shade.
Yeah.
So it's not like what it was.
Wow, you
know?
did a lot of research on this.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make sure it's right.
So you ever gonna do it?
If I ever did anything, I'd do like my kids or something.
Yeah.
Like just their names or put them on. I don't know. But I probably won't.
You haven't committed to that yet, though. Not at that point.
No.
Yeah,
I'm 30. I'm 36. Like,
Brody.
bro, Brody. Just a picture.
Where is Brody today?
Brody's at home.
Yeah.
He's probably just in the back of the like my wife when she's with him. She's just like, I'm not letting him out. I'm putting him in the bathroom. Like that's animal cruelty. No, I'm kidding, Paige. He's probably playing in the snow. I don't know. He's having a good time.
So how was that? So you're still a little bit hurt from last night?
A little bit.
Today's gonna be a rough day.
I'm a little. My phone's dead. I was gonna show you something on Instagram about a truck I found.
Which one?
Not the blue one.
Yeah, another one.
A 77 F350.
How many cars you look at a day?
I'm on like every day. I look at a car.
Like you look at more cars than I do, and I look at like auctions.
Yeah,
and
but
try to
you're
buy
like
cars.
that's your business.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like,
yeah, but
you
you're
look at
like
more
buying
than I
them
do.
to sell them. Like I look for like fun to find like a good car. Like I like to find cool cars and like I like to look at them. So this is kind of show you a little bit about how crazy I am. So on Instagram there was a green F350 on like the dude bought a 4-door F350 in 1977 dent side. I'm talking like stripped it down to the frame, all in his garage. He did all this stuff. I think was it Doug Floyd? Doug Floyd is the guy's name.
Well, my phone has battery, so I can look it up.
Okay, is it Doug? I don't think it's Doug. Lloyd, maybe it's Doug Lloyd. I can't remember his name. You got it? Let me see your Instagram. I'll pull it up. But anyway, he got this
Lloyd?
truck. Lloyd, 2 L's, Llyod. Is it Pennsylvania? Let me see. Let's see. Ford.
While he's doing this, I don't think you guys know, but Rob actually has an iPhone 3.
No, I don't. I think it's Tom's calling you. Oh, here it is.
ICOO,
Okay, so this truck right here, Ford Daily owner, Zach Lloyd. I was off. Okay, so Zach
Close.
Lloyd.
I'll give you that.
Look at
after-
this
after
truck.
Drinking
Look
all that
at this truck.
cranberry stuff.
Zach Lloyd. So he took that truck. Look through this whole page. Like he took that truck, did it all himself. It was. I think he found it in Connecticut. It was like an original Arizona truck for a long time. It was in Connecticut for 10 years. Got the truck, stripped the frame, did all the body work himself, painted it himself. He's got like 700 horsepower in it. I think he's a construction guy because there was a truck in his Instagram account. So I hit him a direct message like, yo, what's like, love your truck, awesome truck. If you ever want to sell it, let me know. He's like, I'm never selling it. He had somebody offer him $100,000 for that truck. He turned it down.
Yeah, that's what you do when you build a truck. You build something on your own.
I know.
And it's 77 Ford Crew Cab
Yeah,
on Instagram.
it's awesome.
It's actually a pretty nice truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that.
It's sick.
God, you bounce around from car to car. Like, you don't even like anything that's the same.
No, I love everything. I love everything. But he did a
From
great
like
job
02
on that.
Corvettes to
04 Corvette.
okay, 04 Corvettes.
It's all the stuff I loved as a kid, though.
Yeah, but did you really?
When
love
is the Skylark coming in?
It's supposedly on its way right now.
It's driving up right
Any
now.
day.
Well, let me know when it gets here because I want to see it.
I don't know. I don't know if I can sell it to you.
You might have to keep it. Just keep it for yourself. What I would do with that one is I would drive that one in the summer.
The problem is I do keep a lot of stuff for myself. My wife gets mad at me that I have too many cars.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to know about it. Just say, yeah, I'm selling it, and it sticks around for a year.
Yeah, but that's the problem is like the year later, it's like it doesn't buy me any more time.
True.
Like I gotta
like for example that 19 dually with the 3-inch lift that I showed you, the blue one, the Patriot blue. Too much money. But
you can do it on your own though. You can do a lift on your own.
Yeah, but then okay, so that had 24. I don't like 24s. The rims. I don't like the big rims. But you put a lift on it. What's that? $5 to $8 grand. You put the wheels and tires on, that's $5 to $8 grand.
200,000 Instagram followers. You can get like some free parts from some places.
I've already hustled that. I've hustled
keep
hard
going.
on that. I probably should, but that's 233 or whatever I have is not $1 million.
It's close.
It's a quarter.
Okay, it's more than most people have.
I guess, but I'm losing it because I'm old.
Why? Because people keep falling off. But like, if you look at other,
I'm retired. I'm irrelevant. Just kidding.
Is it upset you that Cam Newton has more than you?
No, because people love his hats.
4.9 million.
That's a lot.
It's all written in Sanskrit.
I want to see how many he has in 5 years once he's retired.
He'll probably be the same.
Look up Chad Ochocinco. He used to have the most followers. People unfollow people that aren't in the game anymore. It's just the way it is.
Well, the problem is he changes his name all the time, so it's hard.
Chad Johnson.
Yeah, 1.6 million.
Yeah.
But I think he had close to that. It's just Instagram has grown so much
it's
since
changed.
then.
Yeah,
So I think that's like the big thing, that it keeps growing and growing and growing. But you'd be able to get parts and stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably push for it. I think Fuel Rims would send me something. I already contacted them.
I have 6 cars. I need fuel rims for everything.
No, with the
my
Ford.
F-250's got fuel rims.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
So when I get
28s.
the 21, so I have ordered a mega cab Dodge because I love mega cabs, and I had one and I miss it, and I have the F350. So I'm gonna give. So this is what we should do on the show. We're not giving it away, but you could buy my F350 because I'm gonna give it to Dan in his auto group and the Dan O'Brien auto group, and then we can sell it. No, I probably won't. I won't sign it.
Why?
I'll give you a picture in it.
Why?
Sign the actual truck?
Yeah. People like that.
All right, I'll do that.
Sign a dash or sign like a panel or something like that.
I just put like awesome wheels and tires. It looks good. It's only got 10,000 miles.
Oh, on the F3. What are you gonna get though? You gonna get the 250, the 2500 Ram, or the 3500 Ram?
Oh, we got somebody here.
Yeah.
Who's
Visitors.
this? Is this Santa?
Yeah.
You get someone from the Patriots?
All right, give me like 10 minutes.
So
It's always people.
I'm thinking. So, but you have the mega cab on order, the green one.
Green one.
No, it's brown. It's brown. The brown. They don't make a Longhorn
Yeah,
in
it's
green.
the brown. It's the brown with the.
So I'm torn, but like, do I get a? I don't really need a dually.
But I got a 2500 order.
Yeah,
Not
25s
35.
ride better.
Yeah, not a 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got that. I got my TRX on order too.
Ooh, those are sick.
I got a red one available.
I know. Maybe I should. I might buy that one.
It's a nice truck.
But I'll trade the Hellcat for it.
Why?
Why would you do that?
You'd want to buy
I don't
another
want
one,
that. I
probably.
keep grabbing my coffee, but I want my beer.
Yeah. The Nantucket crayons are.
This is good. Clown shoes. Shout out. Haze cake. Bang bang.
How many Nantucket crayons did you have last night?
I had 4.
God, imagine if you had 4 of these.
No.
If you were hurting that bad now.
I would no. If I had 2 of these, I think I'd be in trouble because the hazy IPA, the IPA gets me. Like if I have 2, it kind of hurts.
This is 9%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's serious business. 9% will get you going. Look at this hair.
What's up with the shots?
What's that?
Taking shots last night.
Yeah, it was just we were having fun.
Yeah.
We were feeling the holidays.
Were you able to?
I went to the liquor store and Paige was like, "Can you get me 2 bottles of wine?" It's like, okay, so I got her some wine. I got myself some of the crayons because I like them. And then I was looking, I'm like, maybe we should just, get wild and have some Dr. McGillicuddy's. It's actually good. I think you'd like it.
No.
I think
I've
you
had it
would.
before. No.
The mint stuff tastes like toothpaste.
No.
I think
I'll
you
drink
would.
a lot of different things. I don't really like shots. I'd rather I enjoy what I drink. Like that's my thing.
Okay, so
Like,
you've never had
enjoy-
a.
yeah,
Do
I've
you
had plenty of
enjoy?
shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy like probably the worst thing to ever drink? Do you love Jameson?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me want to vomit just thinking about it.
No Irish car bombs or anything. You ever had?
You ever have one that it like coagulates? You like waited too long?
No.
Like if you drop it in,
drop it
if
right
you
away,
drop it
but
in and you wait like a second, it like coagulates and
No,
gets like
never
thick,
have.
gross.
Never have. I've
No,
always been
my
worried.
college roommate. This is a funny story. My college roommate Brian Hare, his brother Mike used to drive him to my house, and my dad. Okay. So have you ever met Mike Ninko? He is Captain Insano. We should have him on the show.
Yeah.
Obviously he can't be here because of stupid COVID, but he would. This is the way he is. Like if we had landscapers at the house doing some landscaping, he'd break out the tequila. Like these guys would be working all day. He'd give them 4 shots of tequila, right?
And your bushes be all like
Yeah. Oh
like
man,
lopsided.
no, they'd be done working. So
Okay.
he'd walk out. He'd have like Don Julio in the freezer for like 10 years, right? It'd be sitting there. Nobody takes shots of that stuff, like because my dad's not drinking that by himself. So he'd come out. I'd see him get the bottle. He'd get the shot glass. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, I'm giving them shots. I'm like, they just worked all day. It's 90 degrees. They're going to just be hammered off of one shot. He's like, oh, they'll love this Don Julio. I'm like, so he walks outside. I'll see the guys, look at him. He said, hey, and obviously they're going to do it, right? Yeah. Give them 4 shots. And I'll be like, okay, now they're driving home in a big ass landscaping truck.
Yeah,
like probably just 3 sheets to the wind, or what is that saying? 5 sheets? I don't know. 3 sheets to the wind. Anyway.
Just careen a couple cars along the way.
So Mike would come over, and they're Irish, like hair. It was like 100% Irish. Like they had like 10 people in their house. All the family lived together. And Mike would come. My dad would break out the Jameson. And I'm like, you don't need to give him shots of Jameson before he goes home. Like I know he always talks about, he loves the Jameson. So he'll give him 2 shots. I wouldn't have them, but he'd give him 2 shots of Jameson. I'm like, this is not good. That's just the way my dad is.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to have, my grandpa, Steve Ninkovich, very handy guy. When we go to his, now I would realize like, okay, like that's probably not good. Every day, Grandpa would have a shot of cough medicine, which, not cough medicine, right?
Yeah.
So he had this
syrup.
VO.
Yeah.
And he loved brandy. So he would have brandy, like a shot of brandy every day.
Yeah.
So he had like, I don't know if like you had this growing up or like your grandparents, it was like the big stereo cabinets.
Yeah.
Like he had the big, like the TV on the stereo cabinet with like, and he had one part that was like a slider, and then you would slide it open, and he put like a shelf in it, and you would open the shelf. It had like a little clicker, and when you pulled it back, the light would come on.
Yeah.
It was all based on like when it was up or down. So you'd open it, he'd have all his brandy, all his shot glasses.
with all the glasses around.
And he'd come home from work, he'd open it up, pull the thing down. He worked at Nabisco. He was like a machinist. Open it up, pour a shot of brandy, take a shot, put it back, close it up. That was it. Every day.
No, yeah, that's what a lot of people did. Drinking is, if you do it for the right stuff, like you taking shots of that crap, it's just you can get
that's
good
like
liquor
syrupy
and everything.
too.
Yeah.
It's like
why do you
syrup.
take shots of that?
I
remember with like my wife's
it's
family.
happy holidays, everyone.
My wife's family is always like, have another drink, have another drink. You could be like passing out, and it's have another drink. I always thought Irish people drank a lot, but they nowhere near some other people. It's just like nonstop. They'll keep going and going and going and going and going. One of the worst was my wife's grandmother. She's like 90 years old. I give her a Corona, and she would just down the thing in one
Chug
gulp.
it.
Yeah. I remember looking at it, like my wife. I was like 20 years old. I'm like, what the fuck?
So Paige's my wife's father lives in Buras, Louisiana. So think about Louisiana. City of New Orleans is here. Paige is in 1 hour south from New Orleans.
Yeah, like the Gulf.
So her dad is in Buras, Louisiana. The front of his property is the Mississippi. There's a levee on it, and the river is here. You'll see boats pass, and it's like 20 feet above your head. And then behind you
the bayou.
is the levee, and there's the Gulf.
Yeah.
With the Gulf, so you're literally below. They had 30 foot of water when Katrina hit in Buras, like 30 foot of water. Think about 30 feet.
Yeah.
So I went down there, and they do like oyster. They have like 5,000 acres of oyster beds, like tons of oysters. They do oysters, which is it's profitable. So I go down there, and I'm going to ask Mr. Richard for Paige's hand in marriage, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I go down there. He
Were
has
you by yourself?
Yeah. I drove down there by myself. And Mr. Richard is like this old school, always has the same outfit on every day. It could be 1,000 degrees or it could be 40 degrees. It doesn't matter. It's the same outfit. Jeans, cowboy boots, blue sweatshirt, blue handkerchief around his neck to protect from the sun, cowboy hat. And he's got this like he's got a house, but it's like a mobile home because he's like, if a storm comes, I'll just buy a new one. That's all he does. It's like, I'll get one out, new one in. And then he's got an old like shipping container with a bar inside. He's like, and he talks like, hey, Rob, how you doing, my boy? Come on, let's go have some beers. So we go in this like little shipping container, and literally, when your beer gets halfway, here's another one. Bang. Beer halfway, another one. So literally,
and you're scared to death. You don't want to. You want to drink every one of them. You're like,
I'm like, I drink the first one. I'm like, man, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And then
keep going.
I had like 8 beers,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right. I'm like, so I'm, Mr. Richard, I've been with Paige a long time. I would love to ask her to marry me. And he got like choked up. He's like, well, I think that'd be good. And he gave me a hug. It was great. We had a great time. But anytime you're with Mr. Richard, it's
then you stood up and you were like,
well,
whoa.
I stayed like all night because I had to sober up.
Yeah.
So
that's the
big
thing.
It's that's like that old school Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the second your beer's here's another one.
Yeah. Drink can go anyway. Like, I remember going out with like one of my older brothers, and it's like the opposite effect. Like, you go to a bar, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just take like a beer or whatever. What do you got? And then like he's like, I'll take a shot of grape vodka. And you're like, what the hell
Grape
am I
vodka.
doing here with him?
Yeah,
great
like, vodka.
Like you almost like move your chair over and go like,
what?
I ain't with him.
Great vodka.
Great vodka. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't like any of that.
There's always people are against liquor and all that, but it can be fun. Like if you enjoy it, like you enjoy.
It's all within a certain amount. And I understand there's drinking too much is not good for you. So, but it's the holidays.
Yeah.
Me and Paige, you have the kids all week. You're like, let's have a drink tonight.
Yeah.
Let's have some wine.
Let's get some wine.
Let's get the kids
go.
down. Let's have a few drinks and a
I
frozen
got
pizza.
some crayon seltzers calling my name.
Frozen pizza at midnight. It's perfect. But I think that does it for episode 14. What do you think?
That's good. Yeah.
All right. Well, the Pats play Buffalo. Pray for the Pats because I think Buffalo is the second best team in the AFC. We will see.
Doesn't really matter, right?
Doesn't matter. And
it almost would be. I don't want the Pats to lose, but it's almost beneficial to lose, get a better draft pick and all that. But we'll save that for Mr. Belichick of what he wants to do. Maybe he wants to go 8-8 and at least prove that they were 500.
And then give me some input. Should I do a Ram 2500 or a Ram 3500 dually? What do you think? Let me know. I need your input.
Tough.
That's gonna be a tough because I'll be pulling some stuff, especially with Mom's Jericho, pulling stuff up to New Hampshire.
You're not
But
going to New Hampshire.
I'll be up there.
Have you
Come
been
up there.
Have you been there?
Yeah,
When?
you're coming. I'm building. We're gonna build a cabin.
We're gonna build a cabin.
Yes, it's a new show.
That'll be part
The
of
Dan and
the show.
Ninko cabin experience.
Yeah, that'll go well.
Yes.
Fucking Rob with level out every single beam has to be like 100%
gotta be perfect. It's gotta be perfect.
I'll pass on that one. But check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, iTunes, Spotify, the whole 9 yards, and we'll be back for episode 15 right after Christmas.
See ya.
See ya.
Happy holidays.